Hello everybody. We're starting now. Sorry, I'm late again a little bit. It takes a while. I can't really always foresee when I'm going to finish. I'll try to keep it in a half an hour, but sometimes it exceeds. Okay, so today's subject is osteopenia and osteoporosis. Okay, so osteoporosis is silent killer, waiting in the corner to happen. According to statistics, everyone who falls and breaks their hip, unfortunately, 1 in 5 people will die during that year. Risk factors for osteoporosis. So how can we prevent it from becoming this silent killer? Okay. Osteoporosis is a condition that weakens bones and increases the risk of fractures. Several factors can contribute to this. So there are primary factors and secondary factors. It's primary osteoporosis and secondary osteoporosis. So many of these things I will mention are primary osteoporosis, but I will mention about secondary osteoporosis too, from secondary reasons. So primary reasons like age, as we know, with aging, we lose 1 to 2% of bone density every year, okay? Especially with women. After menopause, we start losing bones. But we'll talk about it. We don't have to. We don't have to lose that fast, okay? Women are more likely to develop osteoporosis than men. The sex is important. Osteoporosis, the age, sex, woman sex and race, okay? So white women, Asian people, they lose more bones density than the other races. Family history. If you have a family member, your parents, they have osteoporosis, probably you'll likely end up with osteoporosis as well. Low body weight. Being skinny, okay, is good, but too much skin and bones means you don't have enough muscle mass, so you're losing bones. So early menopause, women who go through menopause at an early age are at higher risk. Certain medical conditions, such as rheumatoid arthritis, hyperthyroidism, eating disorders can increase the risk. Medications. Some medications such as corticosteroids and anticonvulsants. For example, like epilepsy medications. So I'll check something. For example, epilepsy medications. Steroids, inhaled corticosteroids and systemic corticosteroids, we say, right? PPIs, like, medications, like to reduce the stomach acid. So if you're taking those all the time, more than 1 month, you're going to start losing bones because of that. So that's secondary factors. So lifestyle factors, for example, smoking, sedentary lifestyle, you sit all the time, alcohol, excessive alcohol consumption, low vitamin D levels, okay? Everybody thinks it's calcium. I've never seen anybody low in calcium. I've been reading lab results for like decades, and I've never seen one person being deficient on calcium. But vitamin D levels, almost everybody is deficient. And that vitamin D, if you don't have enough, you cannot utilize the calcium. So go out in the sun, take your vitamin D regularly, every day. Okay, so, we say primary due to age, gender, race, genetics, early menopause, secondary drugs, that we say hormones, thyroid hormone. For example, the people who use thyroid hormones, if you're using more than enough, that's why you need to get it checked regularly. If you're using more than enough, that's a reason for osteoporosis, okay? So, but apart from everything, the primary cause of osteoporosis is inactivity. Okay, if you're not moving, you're losing bones. Now, before we consider inactivity, we talked about inactivity, let's learn a little bit about our bones. In our body, including our spine, there are a total of 206 bones. Okay? Our bones are alive, not stiff, dead, like full of calcium, like chalk. Okay? They have their own flexibility. It has the collagen inside, it has the connective tissue, it bounces a little when we move. Okay? It is sponge-like soft bone marrow in the middle. Our blood cells are made in this bone marrow, as we know. Millions of living things inside our bones. Okay? There are cells. These cells, every day, every second they work. They are literally doing construction. They are constantly tearing it down, rebuilding. These cells, like building cells, are osteoblasts. The one that cleans, takes care of the waste is the osteoclasts. So that cleaning crew is the osteoclasts. Osteoblasts are the ones that are making the bones. So osteoclasts, always working, even when you're sleeping. So around the osteoblasts and osteoblasts, there are antennas. Okay, they are receptors. They get stimulated from the activities you do every day. Okay, what we eat, how much weight they are bearing, how much walk you do, the sunlight, the muscle use, like they are always getting stimulation from their antennas at all times. Okay, so let's see, osteoblasts, right? We want to build bones. We have our osteoblasts. So what makes osteoblasts work? How can we help our osteoblasts, right? What stimulates them? Using the bones. If you use it, osteoblasts will make more bone, especially against gravity. A signal to osteoblasts. If you use it against gravity, like resistance. If you use it to a resistance, blood circulation to bones speeds up. Okay, more circulation, more osteoblast activity. If you don't put any weight on the bone, if there is no loading, no resistance, that bone weakens. You start losing the bone. Osteoporosis and hip fractures are statistically various from country to country, region to region. Okay, in some countries it's 10 times higher than others. In some it's 100 times higher than others. This means that primary osteoporosis and hip fracture means, like this age-related osteoporosis cause is not inevitable. It means it's preventable. If it is like different everywhere, it means that it depends on some factors. Okay, some activity, some gender, this and that. So it can be prevented, it can be reversed. Okay, so there is hope. Osteoporosis can be seen both in women and men, but an 80-year-old woman bone density loss average compared to youth, while it is 53% in women, it is only 18% in men. So there's almost like 3% difference. So it's 3 times difference. So women lose bone more rapidly, and percentage was higher too. There are reasons for that. We don't use our muscles as much as men do. That's why. Okay. Estrogen after menopause in women decreases, right? We lose our estrogen, we lose our hormones with menopause, then bone loss occurs more rapidly because estrogen hormone promotes bone formation and it makes the bone like flexible. Okay, According to statistics, every third woman in older ages may fall and break a bone. But every one of those 5 women will die, unfortunately, in that same year. So, we need to not fall, okay? That's very important too. So, how can we stop osteoporosis? What can we do about it? There is a rule in medicine. It's called Wolf rule. This German surgeon, Julian Wolf, in 1919, he came up with this rule. So, in the history, it's called Wolf rule. In the 1860s, before the even X-ray device was even discovered, he realized the blacksmith who beats iron all the time, blacksmith, the one he uses his arm to beat iron, he realized is stronger than the other arm. After realizing that, he investigated, he looked at thousands of skeletons and the ones he operated on. And he realized the dominant arm is stronger than the other one. He defined this rule by examining people's bones and came up with this rule. He said the bones move against resistance, they thicken and become stronger over time. And when it does not encounter resistance, it becomes thinner over time and they lose their strength. If you don't put weight on the bones, or if you don't stimulate the bones start becoming pores, like holes in them, okay? Astronauts are the best example for this. Even 30-year-old astronauts are subject to bone loss, osteoporosis in the space, okay? So, because they are not using their bones, there is no gravity in the space. That's why NASA developed this vibration plate for them. So they strap themselves with vibration plate in the spacecraft and they do this vibration plate every day. They stay on it, okay, to prevent the bone loss. So now it became available for public to this vibration plate. If you want to purchase, so it's available. So this also proven in tennis players. Tennis players, the one that swing the tennis is 22% stronger than the other one. So, as you see, we gather from all this that in a healthy person, the more the bones use, the stronger they become. We need to exercise. If no weight is put on the bones, the body thinks, oh, there is no need to carry this heavy stuff around. Why? So, and they start destroying the bones. So osteoclasts become more active than the osteoblasts. Osteoclasts that are like, getting the bones away. So, there is an English proverb for it, right? Use it or lose it. If you don't use it, it will go away, okay? So, we'll use our bones. In ancient times, people worked physically. They didn't have osteoporosis like we do now. Now we sit all the time. Osteoclasts start to break down the bone tissue, okay? Osteoblasts cannot make new bones either. Even if they could, they do it very slow. They just cannot catch up. Osteoclasts keep eating away the bones, okay? Osteoclasts are more numerous and faster than osteoblasts. Huge holes in the bones, okay? They start forming. If you're not an active person, you know yourself, you don't even need DEXA scan. If you know you're not active, start being active, okay? So you don't need those fancy. If you want your baseline, if you want to know your bone density, go ahead and do it. But if you're not an active person, that's guaranteed you're losing bones. Okay, you must take an action. But how about your spine? If you want to understand at home, if you're losing some bones, you can do some tests at home. So this occiput bone at the back of your head. So put yourself against the wall. Someone needs to help you. Between that bone and the wall, if there is more than 7 centimeters, it means that you're losing bones. You lost a lot of bones in your spine. Okay? And the other test you can do is putting your fingers between your lower rib and this hip bone in your back. So it has to be like 4 fingers. It has to be able to fit there. Some people can put like very good posture. People can put 5 fingers, but very rare. So between 2 to 4 is normal, 2 to 4 fingers here. But if it is less than 2 fingers, it means that you lost a lot of bones. You may even have fractures there. If you have like back pain all the time, and you know these measurements show that they are abnormal, so you may even have fractures. So that's why the most important thing is the posture. If you want, you can go get measured, and that's going to prove that. You can even get to see if you have actual fractures after you do these tests. It may even show old fractures. So in this case, you need to start with a physical therapist. Start the best, most safest exercises to have a better posture, so that you reverse the bone loss. Okay? So, but like I said, there is hope. Not throwing the towel. Okay? We'll work on it. We can slow down osteoporosis and improve bone density. Okay? Osteoporosis is not caused by calcium deficiency like everybody thinks. Okay? I told you. I've been looking at calcium, lab results every day. Nobody is calcium deficient. Calcium is only one of the minerals in the bone. There is cobalt, copper, like magnesium, like you name it. So, let's stop this calcium craze, okay? Our bones are not 100% calcium, okay? They are not like chalk, okay? So, even if chalk, think about it, it's 100% dense calcium, right? It's like just so hard. But remember those when you were writing with chalk, just how it breaks quickly? So you don't want your bones like that, full of calcium, but it just breaks, okay? You don't want that. So you want strong, flexible bones, right? Okay, after the age of 30, bone loss gradually happens. That's normal, 1% every year. But as we see, it's just not 1% when we lose bones, right? When we have osteoporosis. So, not, losing like 1% a year is not going to give you hip fractures, okay? Only 15% of hip fractures are caused by osteoporosis. So here, preventing falls is the most important thing of all. That's why I was talking about this posture. If posture is like this, if you're not straight, good posture, you're prone to falls. So, most hip fractures, most falls are caused by muscle loss too. After a certain age, we lose muscle. It's called sarcopenia, okay? So, you see if you're inactive, you're losing muscles, and that's also causing osteoporosis. So, I just gave the statistics, right? Women osteoporosis in men, 3 times more, right? women lose bone 3 times more, because muscle wasting is more in women, 3 times more. That's why. Okay, muscle strength is better at preventing fractures. Significant muscle loss that comes with aging is the biggest reason for this. To prevent muscle loss, again, we have to exercise. Okay, so as I told you, get help from physical therapists for the safe movement. Take a referral from your doctor, go to physical therapist. Instead of going and doing all the exercise scan, this and that, get the referral for physical therapist. You know you're losing bones. Okay, so the balance is important, right? So when you go to the physical therapist, they're gonna do this test on you, get up and go test. That's the very valuable test. So without holding on to anything, can you get up from sitting position to standing position with agility? Get up and do 10 steps and sit back again without any help. So that's get up and go test. That's very important. There are a lot of movements involved in that test. Okay, so your physical therapist is gonna evaluate you with that test, and if you're not able to do that, he's gonna be able to get to do that, slowly. Okay, so just utilize your insurance to get that physical strength. Okay, so which exercises strengthen the bone? Okay, let's look at that. There are 3 main issues for this, right? Balance, strength, and flexibility. So for the balance, we already said, if your posture is not good, you're gonna fall. Okay, let's start. For the balance, let's start by walking 30-60 minutes a day. But the speed, if you can do 3.1 mile per hour, like 5 kilometer hour, according to the studies, that's the best to stimulate your osteoblasts. Okay, so if you cannot do it long time, 5 kilometer average, you cannot keep the speed, it's okay to break it apart, 15 minutes there, 15 minutes there, but try to do the speed. Okay, so again, this is the best, but even if you cannot walk in that speed, that's still okay. Okay, because you're standing on your feet, you're spending time outside, you're looking around, those are all improving your balance. Okay, so I'm okay with that, so just do it. So you're getting natural vitamin D, that's good too. Okay, we say balance is important. If you never walk, just start with like 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute, 2 minutes every day, increase. Okay, so it's not like go 30 minutes, 1 hour. So just start small. Even if you never done, just don't sit around all the time. Okay, so now strength. It's good, we're gonna walk, keep the balance going, but remember the wolf rule. If you put load on the bone, it's gonna get stronger, right? So lifting weights is good. Now there are these weight vests, so weighted vests, so you can wear those and go if you want, but again, for that your posture needs to be straight. If you have bad posture, please don't wear those weighing vests, okay, weight vests, because it can be dangerous. Okay, putting more weight on the bad posture and causing spine fractures, vertebral fractures. Okay, so carrying grocery bags are good, but again with good posture. Okay, so leg muscle strength is very important. Running, ropes, rope jumping, any jumping movements. Okay, it puts pressure on the hip, like high impact. So then it's good for the spinal cord and hip. So your bones will be stronger. So heel lifting. You know, even like when you're standing, hold on to something, lift your heels. So it's very good for your calf muscles. Calf muscles are your second heart, okay? That pumps back the blood to the heart. So that strong calf muscle is associated with brain volume as well. The larger your calf muscle, larger your brain volume, okay? So you can even prevent Alzheimer's like this. So a lot of studies show this correlation between calf muscle and the brain volume, okay? Okay, climbing the stairs, okay? Try not to use the elevator. Try use the stairs, like hold on to the rails and, you know, use the stairs, okay? So try to do that whenever it's available. Okay, even if like marching exercises, even, you know, when you're standing, marching, hopping 20 times a day, 2 times is gonna strengthen your bones. Okay, there are studies for that, okay? Someone 50 times on one leg, jumping one leg, so they compare the legs. 50 times jumping, just like one time a day. If you jump 50 times on one leg, 6 months later they compared. They show the big difference between the legs. The one on the jumping leg was denser. Okay, so we must gradually put the weight on, okay? So not heavy weight the first time. So that's why you're going to start exercising safe. So gardening is good because you're exposed to sunlight and also you're carrying stuff. So gardening is recommended. Try to do squats. You can do, you know, air squats. You can do with weights. You can do dumbbells. You should be able to carry your own luggage. So you should be able to come to that level slowly, gradually, like by deadlifts with the weights, okay? There are exercises you can do at home with your own weight, like Pilates as well. I can put some links below in the comment section so that maybe you can get those exercises to do. Some of them you can. Flexibility, we say, you know, like yoga is good, but if your posture, again, if your posture is not good, some of the, like toe touching, you know, bending from the waist, those exercises are not safe, okay? So you need to work with a physical therapist to do those kind of exercises, okay? But some gentle yoga, like chair yoga exercises, gentle yoga, it's always good for your flexibility, okay? Okay, so if you want an exercise program, 3 days cardio, okay? Fast walk or running, okay? Lifting weights, 3 days, and 6 days stretching. At least 6 days stretching, okay? Try to stretch every day. Inactivity is the greatest enemy. So you gathered from all we taught right now, right? You gathered that inactivity is your worst enemy. For everything, not only for bone loss, right? Try not to sit for more than 15 minutes in one sitting, okay? Use those bones. Go for a walk. Exercise and healthy diet strengthens the bones. No matter what your age is, okay? So you can do it. If you start walking, if you never walked, if you start walking, guaranteed in 6 months you're gonna have stronger bones. You have your osteoblasts, remember? You have osteoblasts, it's like your soldiers waiting, okay? It has antennas waiting your orders, okay? It's up to you to stimulate those osteoblasts, okay? If you take good care of your bones, they will take care of you in the future, okay? Let's not need anybody's care, okay? Let's be independent as long as we can, okay? If your bones are strong, you're not gonna need anybody. Okay, you're not gonna break anything. Remember, if you're not progressing, you're going backwards. Okay? Don't be weak. Don't be prone to falling. Osteoporosis is not your fault, but if you don't improve it, it's your fault. Okay, if you have questions, please write to me. I try to answer. Let me see if I can see some questions, if people submitted. I don't see anything right now. You can write to me from Messenger if you want, from anywhere. Okay, on the group if you want. Let me see if there is any question here. Okay. Everybody is saying teşekkürler and merhabalar, hayırlı Ramazanlar. Soru soran yok. Gelecek hafta bahsedelim. Gelecek hafta let's talk about next week let's talk about nutrition and then some medications, osteoporosis medications. Let's talk about. So if you have questions during the week, I can answer those as well. Okay, so hope you have a good week, and let me know if you want me to do another subject in the following weeks. But next week we're gonna do nutrition for osteoporosis. Okay, have a great week. Bye bye.